Allow me to address why sex change surgeries on children, sometimes known as gender-affirming care, bad name, but why these surgeries are evil. It's not affirming. Affirming is helping a child understand why she was born female and helping a boy understand why he's born male. What has now come to be known as gender affirming is mangling. And care is the wrong term too. It is misplaced. No child needs this kind of surgery. Where's the quote care from? It's based on whimsy. It's based on a few months seeing a girl playing with toy trucks, or a few months seeing a boy preferring to wear pink. This doesn't mean they want to change their gender, not long term, okay? Almost all of us have had a whimsy, but very few modern adults have acted on that whimsy, or has someone acted on them with them not really being able to consent. And this is where the term evil comes from, because the children aren't doing evil. I'm not sure even their parents are so caught up in a frenzy that some parents have been unable to escape, but the doctors are. Now, I'm a doctor's kid. I admire almost all doctors. They are the best educated profession. My sense is they're a pretty caring profession. Their care when it comes to a child whose parents want, even push, a changed body type, which can't completely happen, and doctors know this, and yet they do it anyway for money. It's an incomplete deed no matter what, okay? You're not going to get, after beautifully sculpted surgery, you're still not going to get the transitioned boy to menstruate, to lactate, to ever bear a child. You instead leave this boy a mangled mess. You leave him in a social mess as well. Nobody looks at him the same, okay? What used to be his cloistered to himself personal feelings over how he was born, now it's all of society looking at him puzzled, quizzical, maybe even thinking he is now mentally distraught. And severely imbalanced people, they do often kill themselves. After surgery, many stay imbalanced. Some will do okay, and some will actually still kill themselves. Some get balanced by desisting, stopping, and even reversing the surgeries. They go back for another round. And they have a hard time being completely happy because of what they have permanently had done to their bodies. The argument for those pushing gender-affirming care on children is that in the past, because of societal repression, children didn't have the surgeries they wanted. That's why we suddenly see a rash in the last 10 years of kids wanting this kind of care. But they don't. It's a fad, and looking back at history, there was no high suicide rate among children. There was no high death rate, lest you say, oh, suicide was covered up. It seemed like kind of embarrassing to the family. They didn't want to talk about it. But we didn't see any evidence of that in the 1960s, 50s, 40s. And why wouldn't a family talk? I mean, parents in grief, intentionally, sometimes unintentionally, share a closeted history. Many parents overtly want to share that grief, and some actually try to do something about it. We've had foundations created by parents who lost a child to X disease, X behavior. Okay? None until the last few years have been parents saying, I lost my kid to a gender dysphoria that society didn't want to treat. We don't have that. And doctors know this. And yet, for money, because the money is quite good, they perform these surgeries without a consenting child. Children that are minors, I don't think have the capacity to consent to how much their lives are about to get changed. And their parents are not proper wards of this because the parents themselves are somewhat delusional. They can and should know that no female will ever become fully male. No male will ever become fully female. Okay, all of human history attests to this. A sane doctor, not pulled by emotion, can easily say, this is not something I'm prepared to do. You might need psychological therapy. It's a little dangerous these days because many psychiatrists themselves push them back into the doctor's knives. But family counseling, absolutely. And my best solution is outsiders counseling. Okay, the family is too close to a child who might be temporarily confused. But outsiders deserve to be listened to. I'm an outsider who cares greatly, maybe even as much as you do for your child. And I'm not making a child a showpiece, as some parents have. And yet these parents will live with, and worse, have their child live with, their trophy exhibitions.